Hey everyone, get ready. I got a little ranty in this video, but make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are currently right around 200 subscribers. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away this MX Master 3S. This is a great mouse, and I want one of you to have it. So hit that subscribe button, and you will be able to enter when we hit 1,000 subscribers. So peace. All right, two things. First off, I know I'm filming multiple videos in the same day. Okay, I get it. I'm wearing the same shirt as the last video. And second, I know I have a zit right here, so save your comments. I am well aware of it. I think it looks cute personally. And you know what? My mom would agree. So listen, I have lost count of how many times I've heard somebody say, don't get into coding if you don't love it. Do what you love no matter what. And if you do something you love, you won't work a day in your life. And you know what these people have in common? They're all successful, or at least they've done moderately well in their pursuits. I don't really think this sentiment is a good one at all for most people. You never hear a struggling college student say that they're just doing what they love and that no matter what, they'll make it work out. And if they do, while I wish them luck, most of them will fail. Sorry to burst your bubble. The reason I don't really like this sentiment is because it's unrealistic on a large scale. In fact, according to this article, 65% of workers are happy with their job, but only 20% of them are passionate about their job. That's 1 out of 5. And guess what? I think only probably 20% of that slice were passionate about their position since they were kids or young adults. How many people do you think were born with a burning passion for for loops and if conditions? It's none, if you didn't already guess that. I also think that this is just generally a bad mindset to go through life with, because if you believe this wholeheartedly and you find yourself doing something you don't love, you're going to think you're doing something wrong or that you should switch careers when you're just getting started, when this is the opposite from the truth. In reality, if you even remotely enjoy what you do and what you're doing over the long term can result in a high income and on average a higher job satisfaction, like learning how to code, the best thing that you can do is double, triple, quadruple down into getting as good at that as you possibly can. As long as there's upward mobility in your field, chances are as you get better at that thing that you're doing and as you start to make more money along the way, you're going to enjoy what you're doing more. At least the opposite is true. The top reason Americans are dissatisfied with their job is because of a lack of income. And look, I know, again, you're already in the comments saying, Colby, this is ridiculous. How could you ever say that somebody should pursue doing something they hate? And I will stop you right there because that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that if you don't love your job, you're not crazy. You're just in the majority. On the same note, if you hate your job, meaning you wake up loathing yourself for having to go do what you do and every minute of your day is excruciating having to do that thing, then you should find a different position to be in. You should find a different career path. I would never advise that somebody stay in a line of work that they despise, but I am getting sick of hearing people that have been developers for 10 years telling people who are learning and just getting started, oh, if you don't love to code, don't even think about getting into it. It's counterproductive and pretentious to say if you're at all aware of job satisfaction statistics. It also isn't considerate of people who are struggling to learn how to code. Trust me, there's nothing less enjoyable about developing than being completely stuck, not even knowing where to start or where to look next. Especially when you're self-teaching and don't have access to mentors or teachers on a regular basis that can help you unstuck yourself, as Dr. Seuss would say. And when somebody who is seasoned with troubleshooting, who's been coding for 15 years, who's been reading docs that entire time, comes along and says that you're wrong for pursuing learning how to become a developer if you're not totally passionate about coding, in my opinion, just shows a complete lack of perspective on what it's like to be a fresh beginner and a lack of hindsight on their end, because they were in your shoes at one point or another. They were probably just as frustrated as you were learning how to code, and is totally unfair and at best shows a complete detachment from where they are now versus where they used to be when they were a beginner. In any case, if you're learning how to code, you don't have to love it. I know there's a ton of you out there that are not absolutely in love with learning how to code, and that's okay. What you do have to love is what you want to do with it, though. Do you want to free yourself from geographic limitations by learning how to work remotely over time? Do you want to increase your earning potential so you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck just to support your family? Then be passionate about that. There are tens or hundreds of millions of people in the US and across the world that are working a job that they don't absolutely love, but they're working because they have a purpose that is greater than them. They have something aspirational that they look up to over the long term, that their work can be a vehicle to get them there. Because whatever you program or write, whatever thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of lines of code you write over the course of your career, none of those lines of codes are going to give a shit about you in the long term. But you will when you've freed yourself. Your family will when you provide them with both a great life and a great income to live that life. And if you do it right, they'll thank you for lifting them up. That's all.